Hello from Becky and me. Welcome to this evening's programme.
First tonight, in the past hour, police have named a mother and daughter found dead in their Hertfordshire home. The
bodies of Stefania Wolfe, who was 67, and her severely disabled daughter Sam were discovered in a house at Wheathampstead on Saturday.
Today, it's emerged that the pair had refused help from social services and may have been dead for some time. Police say that they're not looking for anyone else in connection with their deaths. Neil Bradford reports.
What happened behind these doors is still not clear, but a tragic sequence of events now appears more likely than anything sinister. Today, forensic officers returned to the house where 67-year-old Stefania Wolfe and her severely disabled daughter, 29-year-old Sam, were both found dead at the weekend. It's thought they may have died several weeks ago. Neighbours are in shock.
I'm shocked, just to think that it's the next door neighbour. You hear it in the news all the time, people saying, oh, the neighbours should know, you know, they should have spotted something, and we didn't know anything. Just, you don't realise.
We said hi when we were passing them, but they were very proud people and they liked to keep themselves to themselves. They didn't like other people getting involved in their business, and it's quite a tragedy really that we could have helped if we would have known.
An initial post-mortem shows neither woman suffered external injuries or were victims of violence before their deaths. Instead, it's thought Stefania may have died suddenly, leaving her daughter unable to raise the alarm. Police say they're not ruling anything out at this stage. Although not familiar faces in this small Hertfordshire village, it's thought one of the last sightings of the pair was at the local pharmacy. Today it emerged the family had refused help of social workers.
I've called on the house many times. I've been inside and had a quarter of an hour conversation with her on one occasion, and she was very happy looking after her daughter. I don't know the background as to why the child was disabled, but she obviously felt a great responsibility to do her very, very best for this girl. And of course, tragically, the very best has actually caused perhaps the biggest problem.
In a statement, Hertfordshire County Council said it had carried out an assessment of Miss Wolfe's home in August 1998. As a result, a number of ramps and rails were fitted to help her daughter. Further offers of support were also made, but were refused. In March 2006, the council offered Ms Wolfe the chance for her daughter to attend a daycare centre, but this was also refused. That was the last time the council was in contact with them. One charity believes social services need to refer cases elsewhere when carers refuse their help.
Social services have got a duty of care to that family, and they should have been able to see that if something happened to the carer, then the daughter who had support needs could be very vulnerable in a dangerous situation, and they should be trying to work out how to support that family, even if it's not through them themselves, looking at what other people, whether it's neighbours or local community groups, local carers charities, can at least keep an eye on them.
Hertfordshire County Council says it's now reviewing its dealings with the family. Police say they're not looking for anyone else in connection with the deaths, but there are still many unanswered questions tonight. Neil Bradford, Anglia News, Wheathampstead in Hertfordshire.
Well, let's join Neil now. And as you said there at the end of your report, Neil, many unanswered questions. I suppose the concern is that they may remain that way as well.
Yes, there are a number of theories of what happened inside that house. The police say at this early stage they're ruling nothing out except the use of violence and the involvement of a third party. What is making this case particularly difficult to unravel is that the family were intrinsically private. Many neighbours didn't even know their names. Many didn't know them well enough to talk to. And we also know that they refused the help of social services and others who tried to help them. There was one incident we're hearing about where the mother hung a banner from the roof of the house with the big red letters saying help. Obviously that will all form part of the investigation of social services and the police.
Neil, thanks very much. Next tonight, an inquest has finally opened into the death of a scientist killed in secret government tests on terrorist bombs.
Terry Jupp, who was from Hertfordshire, was severely burned during the experiment at the Ministry of Defence site near Shoeburyness in Essex in 2002.
His parents have waited 8 years for the inquest. Part of it will be held in secret. But jurors were told that Mr Jupp's work had probably saved many lives. Tom Barton was there.
Terry Jupp's mother, father and sister, along with the rest of his family, have waited 8 years to hear the facts about how he died. Today, an inquest opened into the death of the military scientist on a firing range in Essex. Terry Jupp was carrying out secret tests on the MOD explosives firing range here in Shoeburyness. Something went wrong and he suffered severe burns which led to his death in August 2002. The range has long been used for testing military hardware. Terry Jupp was working there for the Defence Science and Technology Laboratory when he died. Criminal proceedings were launched but later dropped against two of his colleagues, something that has contributed to the long delay in the start of this inquest. Mr Jupp's family expressed their frustration at the delay in a statement to the court, saying it was unacceptable. They also said they believe there were serious safety issues. Although this is a public inquest, it's dealing with sensitive subjects and some issues of national security, and that means that some sessions will be held behind closed doors. Meanwhile, the names of certain individuals and chemicals being used in the tests will be kept secret. The jury have all been told to sign a non-disclosure statement. The coroner, Dr. Peter Dean, pointed out today that during the 4 weeks the inquest is expected to last, Terry Jupp's family will mark the 8th anniversary of his death. He said he shared their frustration at the amount of time it's taken to reach this point and added that it's now down to the jury to decide the facts surrounding his death. Tom Barton, Anglia News in Shoeburyness.
Well, Tom Barton is live in Essex for us now. Tom, what more did we learn about Terry Jupp today?
Well, in that statement to the court, Terry Jupp's parents described him as a loving family man. He'd lived for most of his life in Hatfield in Hertfordshire and was the father of 2 children. They were just 11 and 15 years old when he died, and their mother says they're still dealing with his death. In that statement, his family said that he had a number of interests outside work, although he died doing his job. They said he was a qualified volleyball referee, a keen martial arts enthusiast, and he ran a local 5-a-side football team. His family say the pain of his death hasn't dulled over the 8 years since he died, and they hope that this inquest will finally give them the answers they need to understand how and why he died.
Tom, thanks very much. Well, it's 8 minutes past.